Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Bears going up against the Eagles. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look live there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
Green, 39!
Now a former fifth-round pick of the Eagles. This is Dion Lewis. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A look at the numbers last week for Dion Lewis. 15 carries, 84 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They got to figure this out. They got to figure him out. 4 sacks last week. Now one in the first quarter. What do?
Well, great pass rushers usually have a go-to move, but the best pass rushers, they have counters to their go-to move. So they'll show you that. Then when you adjust, they counter it and still get to the quarterback. And you don't pile up that many sacks. What do you have, 4 in the game last week? Without having some go-to moves with counters.
Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Roger! Tokyo!
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Oh, he's going to take a shot right, and he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Come on, pump it up, baby. Let's get loud. Get up, crowd. Get up. Blitz! Blitz!
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
They go play action for Lewis. Now Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Watch out, watch out.
Here we go. Blue 80, Porky, 82, Porky.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. Brandon Oliver now on the return. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. What a disastrous start for him so far. He's thrown the ball 2 times, both times intercepted.
The heck with his progressions. The heck with what he's seeing downfield. It's really simple, partner. See the color shirts your team's wearing? Throw to those. Not the other color shirt. The color that your team is wearing. That's what the...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
We got 4.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
That's pulled in at the 32. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Watch right, watch right. Watch right, watch right.
Go. Which one? Kill.
Get the ball.
Hey, kill. Hey, four-toe kill.
On play action, Wentz. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd charging hard from that outside linebacker spot. He gets in to drop him for a loss of 12.
Go.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. Play action. Now Wentz. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down. Now Wentz. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. 10 yards still left on second down.
It's a party now.
Hey, kill. Hey, four-toe kill. Waiting.
Wins to throw again. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Now Wentz on third down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it.
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Marquise Lee, the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
On third down, that's Lewis, and he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. Let's get this ball back for offense. Let's go. For Tokyo.
Bang, bang,
Sunday, Sunday.
bang, bang.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
The play clock's running down. Throwing on first is Wentz. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they've responded to the challenge.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and you give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, that's 2 sacks in this game, so add that to the 4 from last week. I think that's 6.
Good math. Excellent math. And look, he's going to get all the attention. He deserves it. He got home and got the quarterback on the ground. But that's a concentrated team effort, because you have a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the passer.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Here we go.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now this time, Wentz will throw. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
Strong right, strong right.
Here we go. Back,
Yeah, I'm
man.
coming.
Ram.
From midfield, here's Wentz. And his throw here's incomplete. Now, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run with Davis. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
They only needed a yard, instead went backwards. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Here we go.
They run. This is Lewis. Now, he'll be brought down short of the 15, but a really good move on the run. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Deion Sims, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears draw a bit closer.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
It just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Hey, we got tight left, tight ends left.
Flex round. Flex round. Here we go. Flex round. Flex round.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively.
We got 3 down. 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
Hey, Ford Tokyo!
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. Oh, strong running by Oliver.
Oh!
Still going. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bears take over. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. Looking to pick up some steam, generate some steam right now, down on the scoreboard and struggling a bit.
And sometimes you have to find it from places you don't ordinarily get it. Not necessarily just going back and throwing the football. Maybe use your legs a little bit. Maybe you rely on some teammates, get the ball in their hands. Anything to try and generate a spark. But bottom line, he has to play a lot better.
Yeah, he does. He's got the 2 INTs and the 1 touchdown pass so far.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
Watch it, Barney! Green 39! Green 39!
Check 37! Check 37!
Garoppolo to try again on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Deion Sims is tight end, the intended target. And it's third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
No, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Copeland in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. He was superb a week ago. 3 sacks in that affair. Now 1 here in the second quarter.
Well, how about our conversations this week? With him, it was pretty simple. He said, I've got a few combinations I can try it out they haven't seen yet. And on the flip side, they thought they had a plan to block him. Might need to come up with something else because he looks like he's getting loose now.
Punch, counter punch. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Now let's go! Green 39! Green!
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Brandon Copeland in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Derek Barnett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
To throw is Garoppolo. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender. Made him think he was going to run a different route.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brandon Copeland in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. On the right side, this is Miller. And now running right through him. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're good training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vinny Curry in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Oh, let's go, D. That's what I'm talking about, D. That's what I'm talking about.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of his... Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st down, Wentz. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great ball.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. And the wideout in motion.
3 down.
On play action, it's Wentz. They'll roll him out right.
Hey, alert 3.
Aguilar has it. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Run. Let's go, 49,
check 49.
They fake the give. Now Wentz steps away to his left. And some room to roam now. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Go.
On play action, Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The Eagles on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a play fake. Wentz. Deep ball for Goodwin. A swing pass caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Garoppolo on first down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
Now let's go.
This is Lewis. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Finding room at the 30. And he's brought down after a good gain. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
You ain't going nowhere. Hurry up, here we go.
Mike, 53.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Completion left side to Miller. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Let's go. To 319. 319.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his third.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle, complete. That's Sims. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off that lead.
And now you put the pressure on your defense, who didn't particularly play all that well in the first half. But they're going to need to step it up here and make some plays if these guys are going to have any chance.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
Single. I got a single in the slot. Single in the slot.
Go. Lady.
Alert 16.
Play action. Now Wentz. Going for the deep ball. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football, and the Eagles have recovered. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Elliott now to kick this one away. We focus our attention now on the Eagles defense. And they forced the fumble last time. Now 4 turnovers for this defense. They've been darn good.
It's become a feeding frenzy, hasn't it? I mean, almost like the Sharks. They descend upon their prey. That's what they've done this entire game. 4 takeaways. They put
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Hurry up, here we go. Left 3-19. 3-19.
Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
All right, here we go.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Brandon Copeland in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
To throw, it's Wentz. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down now after the pass completion.
Tight left, tight left.
Here we go. 120. Hey, kill. Hey, 4 Tokyo. 82. Kill. Hey, Lou.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Room to run inside the 40. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
Here's Davis now. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
Done. 120. Liz 5-3. Liz 5-3.
Wentz to throw on second down. Throw taken in by Taylor left side. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Eagles on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
We got 3. We got 3, brother. We got 3.
Sunday.
Showing it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now, I can't imagine any celebrations being any bigger than your first NFL touchdown. And this rookie running back is still seeking his. He's not going to get it on that play.
Hey, check Mike. Watch 55.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot.
Here we go.
The slot man in motion right.
Check. Motion to back.
Time running out here on the play clock. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down.
3 down.
Drag it.
Second and goal to go now. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Michael Kendricks able to get him for a loss of about 3.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's go, Arnie. Blue 90.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brandon Copeland in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
Left. Watch left.
Here we go. Back man. 120.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
5-9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Eagles indeed snap it. Wins. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stop. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here we go. Green, 39.
3rd and goal now, so some urgency here for the offense. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin, 77 yards. And the Eagles are pouring it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Michael Kendricks in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Come on, let's go.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Pardon me, I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Here we go. Hey, Lou, Forky, 82, ramp. Run.
And to give this time to the tailback. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been really good converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Taylor. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And his kick is good. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Elliott now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Check, tight right. Solo out there, check the outs out there.
They'll start things on 1st down with Dion Lewis. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Watch 10. Come on. Watch 10. Watch 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Single.
Blue 90.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got him.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Tight right.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. He's at the 40. The 20. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 69 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A gain of 6 there on first.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Here we go. Blue 90.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Double tight.
Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. Now he'll let it go deep. It got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a play fake here on first down. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, after the success they had on the second play of the drive, I think they were trying to recreate it with that pass, weren't they?
Yeah, they were trying to go a little tic-tac-toe, 3 plays and in the end zone.
I like that. Can I just put the X in the middle to block as the defense just did there?
Sure. On play action, Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Go. 120.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's going to go down again. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. That one goes for 38 yards. And it'll be a Philadelphia first down.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Garoppolo on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Derek Barnett in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
Here we go now. 3-19.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
I got 11. I got 11. Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Wentz to throw. He can't bring him down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Copeland in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Philadelphia, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back
you.